Now let's see in the fifth stanza, what are the crimes that Macavity actually commits? Alright, let's read the stanza. He is outwardly respectable. They say he cheats at cards, and his footprints are not found in any file of Scotland Yards. And when the larder is looted, or the jewel case is rifled, or when the milk is missing, or another packet has been stifled, or the greenhouse glass is broken and the trellis past repair, there's the wonder of the thing. Macavity is not there. Here you see, let's understand the difficult meanings of the difficult words in this paragraph. He is outwardly respectable. Now, what is the meaning of outwardly respectable? Outwardly, the word outwardly denotes, it indicates the feelings or qualities that a person or situation may appear to have rather than the ones that they actually have. That outwardly means all the qualities that we show to the world. Alright, but from inside we might be a different person. Now Macavity is outwardly respectable. That means for the world he is very respectable. He moves around here and there, and he stays in the, you can meet him in the road, you can meet him in the by street. Outwardly for the world he is respectable, but from inside he is a devil. They say he cheats at cards. Cards means the game of playing cards. And his footprints are not found in any file of Scotland Yards. Scotland Yards, we have discussed it before, the headquarters of London Police. And when the larder is looted or the jewel case is rifled, larder. Now, what is the meaning of larder? Larder is a room or a large cupboard used for storing food. What is a larder? Larder is a room or large cupboard where we store food. And when the larder is looted means when it is robbed, when it is when the food in the larder is stolen, or the jewel case is rifled. Jewel case means the case or the box where we keep our jewelries. The rifled means search thoroughly in order to steal. So rifled means to search something thoroughly in order to steal. Or when the milk is missing. When milk from the pan or maybe from the milk jar goes missing and another packet has been stifled. Now Peke is a breed of dog. I'll attach a photo of a Peke dog in the group. Okay, Peke is Pekingese dog. They are very cute little furry dogs. When the Peke has been stifled. Now stifled means prevent from breathing, holding the nose or pressing the neck very tightly so as to make it difficult for somebody to breathe. Alright. Or the greenhouse glass is broken. Greenhouse glass means, what do you mean by greenhouse? No, a chamber that a green chamber made of net or maybe made of a glass which farmers they construct in order to keep their saplings in. We can see a greenhouse in tea gardens or maybe in cultivation fields. Yes, in the agricultural fields where the cultivators grow their saplings. No, they cover a particular area with green net or maybe a green glass, alright, which creates the greenhouse effect and then allows the plant to grow in a healthy way, in a better way. Yes, when the greenhouse glass is broken and the trellis past repair. Trellis, what do you mean by trellis? Trellis is a wooden or metal bar used as support for creepers. Now the creepers are those plants which cannot stand tall. It needs something to, it needs a support to grow. Alright, and trellis is a wooden or metal frame which supports the creepers. Past repair means after repair. Alright, even after repairing the trellis and even after repairing the greenhouse glass. When the greenhouse glass is broken and when the trellis is also broken or it is vandalized. There's the wonder of thing. Macavity is not there. Now let's understand the stanza. Now Macavity, what kind of cat is Macavity? What kind of crime does Macavity do? All right, Macavity is outwardly respectable from outside. All right, he is very respectable. You know, he will be walking, and we can find him anywhere in the street. You can find him in the by street, as it is already explained in the previous paragraph. He is outwardly respectable. They say he cheats at cards. He also cheats while playing cards. He is respectable. He sits among other people. He enjoys the company. He enjoys the party. He plays card, but he cheats at cards. And his footprints are not found in any file of the Scotland Yard. Here you see, no trace of his previous criminal record is found in the files of this detective agency. No crime record, no paper against Macavity is to be found in the files of the London police. So whenever a person is caught for, or whenever anybody is caught for a criminal offense, or maybe for theft, or maybe for any other offense, their documents, right, documents of their offense, documents related to their crime, about their whereabouts, about their name and address, etc., everything is present, everything is kept in record with the police. But here Macavity is such a criminal, he is such a cunning criminal, such a clever criminal, that there is no trace of his previous criminal record with the Scotland Yard. And when the larders looted or the jewel case is rifled, when the room or cupboard where food is kept is looted, it is so the food from the cupboard is stolen, or when the jewelry case is rifled, when the jewelry case or the box or wherever we keep the jewelry is thoroughly searched in order to steal, or when the milk is missing, when the milk is missing from the milk jar or maybe from the pan, and when another peke is being stifled, when another peke is being stifled means another Pekingese dog is being prevented from breathing. The Macavity tries to kill the Pekingese dog. All right, or the greenhouse glass is broken and trellis past repair, even after repairing, when the greenhouse glass is broken and when the trellis is also damaged. There's the wonder of the thing, Macavity is not there. Now Macavity goes on committing these crimes. He cheats on the cards. All right, he cheats on the cards. He loots the larder. What is larder? Larder is the cupboard or room where food is kept. He loots the larder. He rifles the jewelry case. He searches the jewelry case in order to steal. He steals milk. He stifles a Pekingese dog. All right, he breaks the greenhouse glass and also damages the trellis. After committing all this crime, he just vanishes from the crime scene like he had never done these crimes. So these are the crimes that Macavity commits. What are the crimes? First of all, he seems to be very respectable outwardly he is very respectable. All right, he appears to be respectable, but from inside he is actually not. He is a devil, as we have discussed in the previous stanzas. He cheats while playing cards. All right, and there is no trace of his crime records with the London police. And when the larders, he loots the larders. When the larder is looted, all right, he also refers the jewelry case. The milk goes missing. He drinks the entire jar of milk. All right, and when a Pekingese is being stifled, when he tries to kill a Pekingese dog, when he breaks the greenhouse glass, he also damages the trellis. And after committing all this crime, wonder of thing. What is the wonder of thing? What is the interesting fact? After committing all this crime, Macavity is nowhere to be found. Okay, the sixth stanza. In the sixth stanza, now we will know about the more serious crime that Macavity commits. All right, in the fifth stanza, we studied about the kind of crimes. We discussed about the kind of crimes that Macavity does. Yes, he loots the larder. he drinks all the milk, and then he tries to kill the Pekingese dog, he tries to stifles the Pekingese dog, he tries to steal the jewel from the jewel case, etc. Now in the 6th stanza we will discuss about more serious kind of crime that Macavity commits. Let's read the stanza. And when the Foreign Office finds a treatise gone astray, or the Admiralty loses some plans and drawings by the way, there may be a scrap of paper in the hall or on the stair, but it's useless to investigate. Macavity is not there. Yes, let's understand the meanings of the difficult words in this stanza. When the Foreign Office finds a treaty gone astray. Now, what is the meaning of Foreign Office? So, Foreign Office can be any government office. Government office, you know, we all know what a government office is. All right, an office which is under the government. So, when the Foreign Office finds a treaty is gone astray, and a treaty is an official agreement signed between two parties. We have already discussed about treaties in history part. Allahabad Treaty, the Treaty of Yandabu, right? Treaty is an official agreement, and the papers relating to treaties are very important. Yes. Astray means, what is the meaning of astray? To move away from the correct path. That means when the papers related to the treaty is lost. Alright, it is not when the papers related to the treaties are not where it was kept. Or the Admiralty lose some papers, plans and drawings by the way. Admiralty is the Royal Navy of United Kingdom. Yes. When the Royal Navy of United Kingdom loses their plans and drawings by the way. Alright. So, another crime that Macavity commits is stealing the drawings, the plans made by the Royal Navy. There may be a scrap of paper in the hall or on the stair. So, when the Admiralty, when the Royal Navy discovers that their plans, their drawings are missing, when they start searching for their plans and drawings, they might find a bit of paper here and there in the hall or maybe in the stair. Stair means, you know, staircase, right? But it's useless to investigate. Macavity is not there. So, no use investigating because Macavity is not there. Macavity has already fled from the crime scene. And when, let's understand the stanza. And when the Foreign Office finds a treaty gone astray. So, when a government office finds that their important papers related to any treaty is lost, it has gone astray, means it is not there where they had kept, or the Admiralty lose their plans and drawings by the way. When the Royal Navy loses their drawings, loses their plans, etc., and when they start searching for these papers, when the Foreign Office starts searching for the papers related to treaty, when the Royal Navy, the Admiralty is the Royal Navy of United Kingdom, when the Royal Navy starts searching for the plans and drawings, they might find some bits of paper here and there, but here and there in the hall or maybe in the stairway or maybe in the staircase, but it is useless to investigate because the one who committed the crime is not there. Macavity committed this serious crime of stealing important papers from the government offices, of stealing the plans and drawings of the Royal Navy. But it is useless for the Royal Navy and the government office to investigate. Why? Because Macavity is not there. So these are some serious crimes committed by Macavity, the mystery cat. What are these serious crimes? Stealing the papers related to treaties from a government office, stealing the plans and drawings made by the Admiralty. Admiralty is the Royal Navy. Yes, these are some serious crimes committed by Macavity. In the 7th paragraph now here, let's read the paragraph. It's very interesting. And when the loss has been disclosed, the Secret Service say it must have been Macavity, but he is a mile away. You will be sure to find him resting or a licking of his thumb or engaged in doing complicated long division sums. Here you see, let's understand the meaning of the difficult words here. And when the loss has been disclosed, the Secret Service say, the Secret Service is the investigating agency, alright, an agency which investigates crime. It must have been Macavity, but he is a mile away. You will be sure to find him resting or licking off his thumb, thumb finger, yes, or engaged in doing complicated long division sums. So in this paragraph there is no such difficult meaning as such, I suppose. If there is, please let me know. Alright, let us understand this paragraph. And when the loss has been disclosed, the Secret Service say it must have been Macavity, but he is a mile away. Now what is this loss talked about here? In the previous paragraphs, in the previous stanzas, we discussed what kind of crime does Macavity do, right? In the fifth paragraph, we talked about the larders going missing, the jewel case being refilled, the milk going missing, the Pekingese dog being stifled, the greenhouse glass broken, the trellis is vandalized, it is damaged. Alright, then the Foreign Office loses the important treaty papers, the Admiralty loses important plans and drawings. So when these crimes are reported to the Secret Service, when the Secret Service tries to investigate these crimes, they find out that it is Macavity who has done this, but sorry to say, Macavity is nowhere to be found. He is already miles away from the crime scene. And you will be finding Macavity just simply resting, like he has not done anything, like nothing has happened, like he has never committed a crime. You will find him sitting and resting and licking his thumb as if he has not done anything. Very normally, in a very cool way, you will be finding Macavity resting somewhere and licking his thumbs and doing complicated long division sums. Now our Macavity here, he does sums. He's not like other cats. He does complicated long division sums, not multiplication sum, not addition subtraction sums, but long division sums. Now what is the meaning of this particular line? He does complicated long division sums, means he pretends like as if he is very busy and he's like a normal cat. He's not a criminal, he's not mysterious. He committed the crime there. He committed a serious crime of stealing important papers, drawings and documents, but you will find him sitting somewhere resting as if he has not done anything. He will sit down and lick his thumb like a normal cat does, and he will show as if he is very busy. He's busy in doing sums and busy in doing this and that. Alright, but actually he is a criminal, but he is nowhere to be found. The last paragraph, that is the 8th paragraph, is a little complicated but not so difficult. It's really very easy to understand. Let's read the paragraph first. Macavity, Macavity, there's no one like Macavity. There never was a cat of such deceitful and suavity. He always has an alibi and one or two to spare. At whatever time the deed took place, Macavity wasn't there. I might mention Mungogery, I might mention Griddlebone, are nothing more than agents of the cat who all the time just controls the operation, the Napoleon of crime. Let's understand the meaning of difficult words in this stanza. Macavity, Macavity, there's no one like Macavity. There never was a cat of such deceitfulness and suavity. Deceitfulness. Now being deceitful means misleading others. Alright, guiding people in a wrong direction, misleading others. Suppose if I am a leader, if I'm leading you people, I have to lead you to the correct direction. I have to teach you correctly. Similarly, the captain of a class will lead you all to the correct direction. He or she will not lead you to the wrong direction. But Macavity was deceitful in nature. That means he misled people, he misled others. And suavity. Suavity means superficial politeness, artificial politeness. A person who acts like he or she is polite but actually is not. So Macavity is a deceitful cat. Macavity misguides others, misleads others, and acts to be polite but actually is not polite. He always has an alibi and one or two to spare. Now what is the meaning of alibi? Please understand this carefully. Alibi is an evidence that one was elsewhere when a crime took place. Now Macavity has got many alibis. That means he has got many evidences. Evidences for what? Evidences to say that Macavity was not there in the crime scene when the crime actually took place. Now for example, here you see, suppose if I commit a crime, alright, I commit a crime and then I ask somebody to say that, oh, I have seen Miss Sital somewhere else when the crime took place, so Miss Sital cannot commit this crime. Alright, suppose the crime happened in Dergaon Charali. Now alibi will be a person whom I will appoint to say that no, this crime cannot be done by Miss Sital. Why? Because Miss Sital was in Negarating when the crime took place. Did you understand the meaning of alibi? Alibi means the evidence that one was elsewhere when the crime took place. So Macavity always has an alibi, always has an evidence to say that when the crime had taken place in one particular place, I saw Macavity somewhere else. Am I clear? What is the meaning of alibi? Alibi is the evidence that one was elsewhere when a crime took place. So Macavity committed a particular crime in one particular place, but he will always have somebody, he will always have an evidence to say that Macavity was somewhere else when the crime had taken place. At whatever time the deed took place, Macavity was not there. And they say that all the cats whose wicked deeds are widely known. I might mention Mungojery, I might mention Griddlebone. So here, who are Mungojery and Griddlebone? In the introduction of the poem, I had mentioned the name of a particular book. That book is a collection of poetry by Thomas Stearns Eliot, by our poet T.S. Eliot. What is the name of that particular book? The name of that particular book is Old Possum's Book of Practical Cats. Now this particular book is a collection of poetry. I've already talked about this in the introductory voice note. Old Possum's Book of Practical Cats. It is a collection of poetry that T.S. Eliot has written. What kind of poetry? Poetry on mysterious cats. Alright. So these two, Mungojery and Griddlebone, are two mysterious cats that T.S. Eliot has written about. So like Macavity, Griddlebone and Mungojery are also mysterious cats. They are also cat characters in the poems written by T.S. Eliot. But here what does the poet say? Mungojery and Griddlebone are wicked cats, but Macavity is the boss of all the wicked cats. Macavity is the leader of all the wicked cats. So here the poet says Mungojery and Griddlebone is nothing compared to Macavity, and these two mysterious cats, Mungojery and Griddlebone, are just the agents of Macavity. He controls their operation, the Napoleon of crime. Now Macavity is given a very interesting name, Napoleon of crime. Now who was Napoleon? Napoleon was a French general. He was a French general who led the French army against the British in the Battle of Waterloo. Right? He was a very strong, he was a very, very courageous general. He led the French army against the British army in the Battle of Waterloo. Although the French army had almost the French army was almost exhausted, and the French army lost in this particular war, but still Napoleon Bonaparte had not given up. He led the French army against the British. All right, here Macavity is said to be the Napoleon of all crimes. All right, he is the leader of all the criminal cats around the city. Yes, he is the boss of all the criminal cats. Let's understand the paragraph, the stanza once again. Macavity, Macavity, there's no one like Macavity. There never was a cat of such deceitful and suavity. There can be no one like Macavity, and there is no cat so misleading, so misguiding others other than Macavity. All right, he is a cat with a deceitful character. All right, he misguides all the other cats. He misguides the police. He misleads the Scotland Yard. Right, and with suavity. Suavity is an artificial politeness. So he's very cunning. He's a very notorious cat who is deceitful as well as who is artificially polite. He always has an alibi and one or two to spare. At whatever time the deed took place, Macavity was not there. So he always had an alibi. He always had an evidence to say that Macavity was somewhere else when the crime had taken place. And they say that all the cats whose wicked deeds are widely known. And they say that all the cats whose wicked deeds are widely known, I might mention Mungogery, I might mention Griddlebone, are nothing more than agents of the cat who all the time just controls the operations, the Napoleon of crime. So there are other cats who are very well known for their wicked deeds. Cats like Mungogery and Griddlebone. These two cats are also a mysterious cat character from the collection of his poem, The Old Possum's Book of Practical Cats. These two cats, Mungogery and Griddlebone, are also mysterious. They are also notorious. But these two cats are just the agents of Macavity, and that Macavity is the boss of all the mysterious and notorious and criminal cats. Are nothing. Mungogery and Griddlebone are nothing, but they are the agents of Macavity, and Macavity is the controller, is the leader of all the operations of these cats, of these wicked cats. Macavity is the Napoleon of all crimes. Macavity is the leader of all the criminal cats. I hope you understood the poem. All right. T.S. Eliot, Thomas Stearns Eliot, the poet of this poem, was born in United States, but later on he took the citizenship of Britain, of United Kingdom. So we know T.S. Eliot as a British poet. He is one of the most famous British poet. Yes, and here if you see the line Macavity, Macavity, there is no one like Macavity is repeated again and again. Did you see that? Macavity, Macavity, there is no one like Macavity. This particular line is repeated in all the paragraphs of the poem, all the 8 paragraphs of the poem. For what reason is this repeated? What is this known as? Do you know that? So this is known as exaggeration. All right, exaggeration in English literature. I think we have talked about a figure of speech, simile and all. We learned all this, right? Figure of speech. See, I think we have learned simile. All right. Exaggeration is also a figure of speech in literature. Why is exaggeration used? Exaggeration is used to convey the importance of one particular idea. All right, the poet wants us to understand, wants this idea to be fit in our mind, that Macavity is a very different type of cat. It is a mysterious cat. It is not like the normal pet cats that we have at our homes, or maybe cats that roam about here and there. Macavity, Macavity, there is no one like Macavity. There is no cat like Macavity. And the poet wants us to understand this very clearly, that Macavity is a different kind of mysterious cat. So he uses this sentence again and again. And this kind of use in English literature is known as figure of speech. Alright, and this is known as exaggeration. It is repeated again and again so that we understand the fact. It fits into our mind that Macavity, there is no other cat like Macavity.